Welcome back, everybody, to a new movie on how to make a movie in Microsoft Movie Maker version 6. This is actually an older version meant for Windows 7, but it still works on Windows 8 computers, and it will work just fine for our needs. It's very comparable, very similar to iMovie, if you've used that before. First, what you'll need is all your movie files. Okay, and that's just a collection of pictures and the song that you have chosen. You'll also need your lyrics, and I've chosen a song called House of God Forever. I need to go find those lyrics, so I will do that real fast. There are many sites on the internet that will show you the lyrics. Let's see. House of God Forever. It's made by Jon Foreman. Lyrics. Usually the top link is the best link. Okay, there are my lyrics. So, to start Microsoft Movie Maker, your computer, there may be multiple apps installed, but this is the one we're going to use for today. Okay, and this is what it normally looks like when you first open it. This is your preview screen. This is called the collections area, and that's where you're going to put all your media, all your options, your menus. Down here is a storyboard view. I found it's usually just better to switch the storyboard view to a timeline view where you can see your three timelines. You have a video timeline, which holds not only video but images, pictures too. Here's your audio timeline and your titles timeline. Okay, so the first thing is to get all the media right here. Okay, so to do that, we'll just drag all the media into there. Okay, now I actually have two different song files. I have, if I switch my view to Details View in File Explorer, I have an MP3 file and a WMA file. Okay, and either should really work in Movie Maker. If one doesn't, try the other, and it should work for you based on your install. Okay, so you drag your music down to your audio layer, and you can drag a picture down here. Now, by default, every clip is 5 seconds long. You can change the default duration, but it's almost easier just to change it by dragging the clip, how long it is. Now, this House of God Forever has a huge intro. It's like a minute long. Seriously, if you play it, it's a slow song. Starts out with a harmonica humming. It's based on Psalm 23. And the intro literally goes, I've listened to it before, to like a minute long. Okay? Then I'll just pull out another picture. I'll pull out my picture 2. And notice how they just stack from left to right. Okay? So what I'm going to do first is have an intro title. Okay? So as soon as those people start to hum, I'm going to put a title to the song. To add titles, it's kind of strange in Movie Maker. You go to Tools, Titles, and Credits, and it switches your screens. You have 4 options. You can add a title at the beginning of the song, a title before a selected clip. I rarely use that, but you can. It's almost like a PowerPoint slide, or it's a title introducing the next clip, the clip to follow. The one that I usually always use is title on the selected clip, and then you can also add credits at the end. So I'm going to choose title on the selected clip. That allows you to drag your title anywhere you want, and it just displays the words on top. You'll see. So I'm going to type House of God Forever by Jon Foreman. Okay. Now you can change the text font. That's not bad. Usually I like to use bold, at least. But I'll just leave the color alone. I like the white, I like the center, but you can increase the size as well. Just click Add Title button, and there's your clip right there. So if you rewind it, here comes 10 seconds. Okay, so I will start my clip right at after 10 seconds. There we go. And I'll make it longer than 5 seconds. There we go. Look to the preview area and you're good. Okay, let's go up here and add another title. Go to Tools, Titles and Credits on the selected clip. Okay, this is where you're going to go back to your lyrics, and you can either type. It's fine to type. I think it's fine to copy and paste, and that's fine to do that. We'll just do that during the video. God is my shepherd, I won't be wanting. I won't be wanting. I'm going to copy those 3 lines and paste those here. Now, if you paste from the internet, you may get some weird characters, some weird formatting. It looks like everything came through okay this time, but you may need to continue to tweak that a little bit. Okay. Change the text color, and it's already bold. It remembers the properties that you chose last time. Click Add Title, and here it is. Let's see if that matches up. God is my shepherd, I won't be wanting. I'm looking at the timeline bar. 1 minute and 12 seconds or so. Okay, this is called the timeline bar, and this is called your playhead. And there's actually a term for dragging the playhead to the left and the right that's called scrubbing the playhead. You have to do that a lot as you're trying to match up your titles with your multimedia. Okay, so I'm definitely going to make this go to about there, and then I'm going to drag this picture over. Notice how if I increase the size of one picture, it actually pushes the other picture to the right. That is fine. If it's kind of strange sometimes in Windows Movie Maker, you can't just necessarily drag a clip and drag it because it's now like locked to the other clip. It's fine to literally like cut it and to like re-add it later and then throw it over here. You can do things like that. Don't think that you can't. Okay, you're not going to delete your pictures. This is just a temporary holding area for them on the timeline. Basically, it's just a marker of where the picture is going to come in. So feel free to cut, work with these things one at a time. About at 1:17. Okay. I'll pull this up just a little bit more. Pull in picture 2. Let's add another title. Okay. He makes me rest in fields of green with quiet streams. Hit OK. Hit add title. Pull that out. Now, something to note. I'm not going to build the whole movie here for you, but something to note is this. This is cool. You can actually notice how the cursor changes to a hand when you're on top of a clip, a picture clip. Watch very carefully. You can actually merge 2 pictures together. Let me show you without the merge. Follow the playhead and watch what happens when this picture goes into this picture. It just immediately switches, okay? Which is kind of boring. But you can actually grab the hand and merge these 2 together, fade them together. It's like a natural transition. And notice you'll see a little ghosting effect there, little onion skin effect. Okay? So now if you play it, watch how this fade will happen. Okay, that's effective. That's very good. However, there's another way to do it. You may not want to do it manually like that because it's kind of hard to modify later. Movie Maker has effects, a variety of effects, and a variety of transitions. Okay, and you can use effects. Basically, the way I remember it is you drag these effects onto a clip. Okay, but you use the transitions between the clips. So here's a transition. Let's see. The normal one is just a dissolve or a fade. That's obviously the best one. And these are alphabetical, so I'm going to drag a fade. I'm going to drop it right here. And notice how it automatically will overlap it for you. But the cool thing about this is you know what you've done because it gives you a little marker in the video timeline. for transition. So you know, if you hover your cursor right there, you know what it is. So I encourage students to use the built-in transitions. Let's play it, see how it differs from the other one. Okay, here it comes. So it's a faster fade. You can modify that as well, okay? So there's a transition for you. Just like in PowerPoint, you have many transitions. The effects, let's go back to those. This is cool. This is where you can hone in on like one particular part of your screen, the center of the screen, the side of the screen. You can pan, kind of cool. You can add different color effects, okay? So some of these are picture specific. They only look good with some pictures. For instance, on this one, notice how the sheep are kind of to the side. They're not in the center. So there is an effect that says pan upper right to upper left. Okay, so I could take this effect and I could drag it on top of this picture and just drop it. Notice how you get the star icon right there, okay? And that shows that you have an effect going on. Let's rewind it and play it. God is my shepherd, I won't be wanting. Very effective. And since that one's panning to the left, on the other picture you could do another effect panning to the right, maybe. So let's pull that back. God is my shepherd, I won't be wanting, I won't be wanting. He makes me rest in fields of green, with quiet streams. 30. Okay, one thing to notice about the transitions, I have to point this out. When you use them, it will actually shorten your clips a little bit. Notice how it will pull your video clip backward a few seconds, okay? Well, that will have a ripple effect for the rest of your movie, so you have to remember that. You do need to build your movie from left to right, definitely, and you want to kind of build those in as you go. It's a lot easier, because afterwards you'll then have to tweak it a little bit like this, right? You'll have to keep tweaking it, keep modifying it. So it's important to just kind of practice and experiment. Another thing that I need to tell you, this is important. Listen, if you're using any of the Windows movie makers, they've had kind of the freezing at times. You need to save often, save regularly. Okay, there's lots of documentation about people's computers freezing when they use movie makers. So just Control S, save your movie file a lot. I'll just, for now, put it into my documents folder and movie. There we go. Okay, and almost unconsciously just Control S. And what I actually remind students about is every time you add a clip and you get it the way you want it, Control S, save. Add another clip, get it the way you want it, Control S, save. Just in case it crashes and you have to restart, you'll at least have it, okay? That's really important, okay? So this is how you do it. Use the effects, use the transitions, lengthen the video clips, lengthen the titles, type the titles. It's a lot of fun. You just build it, stack it from left to right. Notice that these windows over here are all built-in frames. So you can at times, if you're focusing on the timeline, you can maximize that. If you really want to see a better view of your movie, you can pull that out, okay, just based on your screen size. The last thing to do is once you have your movie all done, of course, save, right? But now you can publish the movie, okay? And again, this is an older version, and some of these don't necessarily correspond to what you would do now, like a CD. It's kind of old technology. You can still burn it to a CD and transfer it that way, but that's not the normal anymore. But normally what you do for highest quality is just publish it to the computer first. Then later you can put it on a flash drive. You can upload it to a website. You can, transfer it to somebody through some other means. So I always choose this computer first, then choose next. You'll name the movie that you're publishing, give it a good name, and specify the the directory. You need to know where this is going to go, okay? And you can hit browse to do that. Normally, Windows is pretty good about saving things to the videos library. Click next. Okay, this is a really important screen to look at. This is all about the quality of the movie. How do you want to save it? Do you want to compress it? Do you want to put a maximum file size to it? That will lower the quality, most likely, of your movie, okay? You can actually change it to different video settings, okay? But normally what you can do is just for the beginning is just use the best quality for playback on the computer, okay? It kind of knows what's good. But if you do know about the different settings and the different video types, you can certainly choose your own there, okay? Also, there are converter programs out there, many free and many paid for, that you can take a video file and convert it to another video file, okay? And that's possible as well. But you need to notice this right here. This is really important. Is kind of, or down here, this is kind of the size of what it's going to show. The display size is only going to be 640 by 480. That's pretty small by today's standards. Aspect ratio 4:3. That's not high def. So if you wanted to change this, to Windows Media DVD quality, widescreen quality, you could try that. Notice how this is going to change here. And it's going to tell you, wow, here's the new estimated space. About 110 megabytes. Okay, that's big. That's more than what would fit on a CD. That's definitely more than what you could email. Okay, so you would need a flash drive, or you would need some kind of an upload service like Dropbox or Google Drive to get that to the cloud. Okay, that's a big file, okay, but it's going to be really good quality, okay? Also, just consider the length of your movie. Okay, you're doing a song. If songs are traditionally 4 minutes, or between 3 and 5 minutes, and you're stacking in video and audio in there, and it's going to be a big file size. If you compress it to 14, notice how that will change to 13.7 megabytes. That's emailable, but the quality is going to suffer. It's going to be reduced considerably, okay? But when you're done trying to figure out how, the best quality of your movie, just hit publish and you'll just sit back and wait. I am not done yet, so I'm not going to do that, okay? All right. Thanks for listening, guys.